Hey guys, it's Emily, and today we are doing my end of the year book haul. I typically don't buy a lot of books. I feel like I preface this in a lot of my book hauls, hence why I don't upload book hauls that frequently. I get a lot of ebooks a lot, and I get a lot of library books a lot. Those are the kind of books I require. I don't typically buy books because I rarely buy books full price, which will be evident. There's a couple of books full price, and a lot of these I also got as gifts because it was my birthday and it was Christmas, so I got books for that. And a lot of the time, I never order books at all. None of these books have been ordered. I got them either from a store or I got them from somebody. I think I bought one of these books. No, two of these books I paid for myself. No, three. Three of these books that I paid for myself full price. The others I either got secondhand or I got as gifts. That's that. These are all the books that I have acquired within the span of, well, I think my last book haul I said was from December to February. This is from after that, so after February, so March to today. So I'm filming this on Christmas, so I will show you the books I got for Christmas. And yeah, let's just jump into the books. So the first book I've already read, which is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. Ariel Bissett, who used to live in my town, she was moving, so she was selling some of her books and she posted it, and so this one showed up. I had previously read this book and I absolutely adored it, so I wanted to own a physical copy because I feel like if I love a book and give it 5 stars, I definitely have intentions of rereading it eventually because I loved it, so I'm gonna reread it. So this book follows a girl named Penny and a guy named, why do I keep forgetting his name? One day Sam is having a mini panic attack and Penny runs into him and they end up exchanging numbers and become each other's emergency contact. So that's basically what this book is about. It's a fun, fluffy contemporary. Not a lot necessarily happens, but I enjoyed it, so not necessarily for everyone, but I thought it was cute, fluffy, and fun, and I love books with online relationships, so this was just perfect for me. Another book I bought that I have already read was Maybe Someday by Colin Hoover. I saw this at Value Village, and I was very excited when I saw it, because I definitely wanted to get myself a physical copy, but none of the stores in my town sold it, and like I said, I don't order books. I just buy them at the store. And also, especially with COVID this year, I wasn't going to stores that often. This is Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. I read a Colleen Hoover before this and I hated it, and so was a bit apprehensive going into this, but out of all of her books, this one definitely sounded the most interesting to me, and I've been wanting to read it for a long time. And I did get around to reading it this year as a library book, and then found it at Value Village, and I love this book so much. It also got 5 stars. This book follows this girl named Sydney and this guy named Ridge, and they are neighbors to each other, and Ridge kind of writes melodies to songs, and Sydney's kind of started coming up with the lyrics to those melodies, and after her boyfriend cheats on her, she ends up moving in with Ridge, essentially, and they start writing songs together, and it's just a cute, fluffy contemporary. The next book we have is Adorable by Cookie O'Gorman. This book I read pretty recently in December for my getting back into reading vlog. This book I loved. I had a feeling I would love it, and I did. I saw it at Walmart. I already actually bought it on Kindle for $3, and then, but this book had already sounded really interesting to me, and I had a feeling I was gonna give it 5 stars just based on the plot of this book, because it's about best friends who start fake dating each other, which is very intriguing to me. So when I was at Walmart with my mom and I looked in the book section and to my surprise saw this, I was like, I have to get it. So I was very surprised to see this at my local Walmart, and I'm like, it's a sign, this is meant to be. And I'm very happy it was there, because I adored this book, loved it so freaking much. There's some fandom culture in here. You got best friends falling in love with each other, and it's just they're fake dating. It's a wonderful time. I highly recommend this book. Very fun. I feel like a lot of this book I've already read, so that's great. The next book we have is Every Reason We Shouldn't by Sarah Fujimura. This book I received as an ARC a while ago, and I don't think I filmed a reading vlog on it because I was just not good at filming reading vlogs, but I really did enjoy this book, and I want to support the author because I feel like it wasn't getting a lot of hype on BookTube, and I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, so I have a physical copy now. So this book follows this girl who her family owns this skating rink, and she's kind of a bit of a skater, but she hasn't competed in a long time, but I think she does want to be a dancing skater, I think. And so this speed skater starts skating at like her family's skating rink, and they have like a little bit of a romance. So it's a fun, cute time. I don't know, I like sports romances. I find them entertaining. So this is kind of fluffy, cute, YA contemporary. So right up my alley. So fun time. Now we have some books that I haven't read yet. Next book we have is Dreamology by Lucy Keating. This book was, I feel like, being hyped up a little bit like years ago. And again, saw this at Valley Village, so I'm like, well, sure, I'm interested in this, so I'll pick this book up. This book follows this girl, and she sees this guy in her dreams a lot, and then one day he shows up in her classroom, and he's kind of different. So I know they're not the same person, like, he's not the guy from her dreams, but, like, he looks like it. And I guess they fall in love and stuff like that. So I'm curious to read this book. It sounds interesting. Lucy Keating, someone I want to pick up. Her book literally sounds really interesting as well, that I really want to read. So yeah, that's this book. Then we have Moment of Truth by Casey West, another book I bought full price. Well, no, this book I did buy full price just because it's Casey West. I like owning her books. She's my favorite author. And so, the only books I don't own by her are Pivot Point and Split Second, and then like her book that's coming out next year, which is Sunkissed. This book, I don't know like a whole ton of it. I just know it's like the third book in like the Love, Life, and the List series. So like, those are books with cameos, so the characters from the previous books do show up in this one, I think. So this one, I know, involves swimming. The plot really confused me when I read it, but I know there's like some swimming involved, and there's some guy that looks like Keith Hall or something weird. The plot didn't make any sense to me, but it's Casey West. I'm gonna read it, and I hopefully will love it. Next book we have is The Land of 1000 Madonnas by Kate Hattemer. My best friend, Lauren, got me this for my birthday, so thank you to her. She also got me another book, which I'll show you in a second. This looks like a road trip contemporary. She knows I love contemporary, so I'll read you the plot. There's not really much of a plot, I guess, but this says, Jessie left behind 5 grieving friends and 5 plane tickets abroad. As they backpack through Europe with only their secrets for company, will they be able to fulfill Jessie's dying wish? So I'm assuming this character Jessie died and like her friends are going on some trip that she paid for. So it sounds a little bit sad, but that's okay. Then we have The Possibility of Somewhere by Julia Day. This, I believe, is a hate-to-love romance about these 2 like really smart people, if I'm correct. Together is somewhere they long to be. Ash Gupada has a life full of possibility. His senior year is going exactly as he always wanted. He's admired by his peers, enjoying his classes, and getting the kind of grades that his wealthy immigrant parents expect. There's only one obstacle in Ash's path, Eden Moore, the senior most likely to become class valedictorian. How could this unpopular, sharp-tongued girl from the wrong side of the tracks stand in his way? All Eden's ever wanted was a way out. Her perfect GPA should be enough to guarantee her a free ride to college, and an exit from her trailer park existence for good. The last thing she needs is a bitter rivalry with Ash, who wants to prize scholarship for his own selfish reasons. Or so she thinks. When Eden ends up working with Ash on a class project, she discovers that the 2 have more in common than either of them could have imagined. They're both in pursuit of a dream, one that feels within reach thanks to their new connection. But what does the future hold for 2 passionate souls from totally different worlds? That's what this one's about. Hopefully it's good. Last 2 books are books I just received today for Christmas. The first one is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I don't know if I really need to explain the plot of this, but basically there's the Grisha trilogy, which is Shadow and Bone, which I read the whole thing this year, and so I want to read Six of Crows, and so I put it on my wish list and they bought it for me. My sister got me this one, so this one it takes place in the same Grisha world, and it follows a heist, and that's all I know about it. So I know a lot of people love this series. It's very beloved. I hope I can jump on that bandwagon and love it too. I did really enjoy Shadow and Bone, so I feel like I should enjoy this. And the last book I have is I Want to Be Where You Are by Christina Forrest. This book, I know it's, again, a road trip, and it's hate to love, and it involves ballet, so I'll read you the back to give you a more in-depth synopsis. Chloe Pierce is a terrible daughter. Chloe's mom slammed the door in her daughter's aspirations with 3 little words: no dance school. But Chloe refuses to give up. With her dream conservatory on the line, she hatches a plan to drive 200 miles to the nearest audition. But she hits her first speed bump when her annoying neighbor, Eli, insists on hitching a ride with his smelly dog, Geezer. So now Chloe's chasing her ballet dreams down the East Coast with 2 unwanted, but kinda cute, passengers in her car. Butterflies in her stomach and a really dope playlist on repeat, filled with romance, hijinks, and more than a few broken rules. I Want to Be Where You Are is a testament to being brave and going the distance for what you want. Light, fluffy contemporary. They didn't have this in my library, so this is the main reason I really wanted this, because it gets a lot of contemporary, something up my alley. Sounds like a road trip, fun, hate to love romance. So I hope I enjoyed this. I'm kind of debating picking it up now, because the font looks kind of big and it just seems interesting. So that's it. So these are most of the books that I got in 2020, which I feel like, definitely compared to other years, I feel like I've definitely bought more books than other years, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. My TBR shelf hasn't really been growing, which is okay. I've been reading a lot of books from the library, which has been great too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face, and I'll talk to y'all soon in a new video. Goodbye!